We are all bound by the intricate double helix of DNA. It's the blueprint of life, passed down through generations. Some might believe that having a famous ancestor like William Shakespeare guarantees a significant chunk of shared DNA. However, this is a misconception. While you might be distantly related to Shakespeare, the chances of inheriting a noticeable portion of his DNA are astronomically slim. Each generation inherits half of their DNA from each parent. This means your DNA is a mosaic of your ancestors, with the proportions dwindling as you trace back in time. With each passing generation, the amount of DNA shared with any single ancestor is halved. By the time we reach just a few centuries back, the chances of inheriting any specific segment of DNA from a single individual become incredibly small. This doesn't mean you weren't related to Shakespeare in some way. It simply means that the DNA lottery of inheritance makes it highly unlikely for you to possess a significant portion of his genetic material. The further back we go, the more our ancestors multiply, while the amount of DNA we inherit from each one dwindles. Imagine a drop of ink in a vast ocean. That's akin to the DNA we inherit from a distant ancestor. Each generation is like adding more water to the ocean, diluting the ink further. While the ink is still present, it becomes increasingly difficult to detect. This dilution principle applies to our DNA as well. With each generation, the DNA we inherit from a specific ancestor is halved. This means that while we might have thousands of ancestors dating back centuries, we only inherit detectable amounts of DNA from a small fraction of them. The DNA we do inherit is subject to a process called recombination. During this process, chromosomes exchange genetic material, shuffling the DNA deck with each generation. This shuffling makes it nearly impossible to trace back specific DNA segments to a particular ancestor from centuries ago. Ancestry DNA tests offer a glimpse into our past, but they come with limitations. These tests analyze our DNA and compare it to reference populations from different regions. Based on similarities, they provide an estimate of our ethnic makeup. However, these estimates are just that, estimates. Think of it like painting a portrait with broad strokes. You get the general idea, but the finer details are lost. Ancestry tests can pinpoint regions where your ancestors likely originated, but they can't provide precise locations or pinpoint the exact time periods. Additionally, ancestry databases are constantly evolving. As more people take the tests and scientific understanding improves, our results might be refined. This means that our understanding of our own ancestry is not set in stone. It's a fluid and ever-evolving picture. While we might be fascinated by the idea of having a famous ancestor, our DNA tells a much broader story. It's a testament to the countless individuals who came before us, each contributing their own unique thread to the tapestry of our heritage. Our DNA connects us not only to our own family tree, but to the entire human story. The randomness of inheritance, the dilution of DNA over time, and the limitations of ancestry testing all highlight the complexities of unraveling our past. However, they also underscore the interconnectedness of humanity. We are all products of a long and intertwined lineage, and our DNA carries the echoes of countless journeys, migrations, and interactions.